guys, it's Jamie, Horse Girl, and today
I'm going to be talking about what we feed our horses and why they pack on a little bit of extra weight in the winter, because there's a lot of questions about that and some other interesting things. So let's go. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about what we feed our horses, because there's been a lot of talk about how fat our horses are and we must feed them too much and Nikki needs to be in a diet and so on and so forth. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. Well, first off, we live in a climate that is bitterly cold. Like today, this morning while I'm doing chores. So, for example, it's 4 degrees Fahrenheit outside today, which is really very cold. So our horses do need extra calories, but they don't get too much. And our horses are definitely not like on the edge of foundering or anything like that. They're monitored very closely. We feed Equine Senior by Purina. I feed that because all of our horses are old enough to get it. They're above the age that they should be getting it. And also it's a complete feed. There's a lot of good stuff in it. So Nikki literally gets enough grain just to come inside. We bring them inside every day to grain them because we have to put out hay every morning. So Nikki literally gets just enough. It's less than a cup of grain to come inside and eat, and that's all she gets. Other than that, all she gets is grass hay. So that's Nikki's grain. Now Doc, you guys were saying that Doc is chubby. Doc is far from chubby, guys. He is not as thin or as fit as you're used to seeing in the summertime, because we can't ride as much in the winter as we can in the summertime. So yes, he will gain on some extra weight, but Doc is also 17 years old. So I'm okay with him having extra weight in the wintertime. It means he's healthy and it means he's well taken care of. And also, you have to remember, like I said, for example, today it's 4 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Our horses have a thick winter coat. We don't blanket our horses. They have a run-in shed. And if it's really, like if it's raining or if it's wet outside, then they come inside at night to stay. But 99.9% of the time they're outside in their run-in shed. And as you can see, considering you all think that they're obese or overweight, they're all happy and healthy horses. So Doc, because of his age and because of his endurance level throughout the summer and throughout, you know, what he does, what he needs, he gets a full scoop of Equine Senior. He does tend to drop weight in the winter, so I try to avoid that and keep that from happening. Therefore, he gets a full scoop of Equine Senior in the morning, once a day. Now this is Dawn's stall. She is actually, none of you have pointed out, she's a little bit on the thin side. She's our oldest horse, full-size horse on the farm. And she is thin because she is older, so she is lower on the totem pole, so we actually have to monitor her even closer, and she also gets a full scoop of Equine Senior. Now, another one of the ones that you guys think is chubby is Dancer. Let me tell you why she's chubby. She is actually pregnant. So, Dancer gets about 3/4 of a scoop of Equine Senior. She needs this because she has a baby inside her that is growing. So she needs lots of extra calories and nutrients. So instead of saying some of the things that you guys say on social media, you should ask questions first. Now this is Special. As you know, Special is an appendix quarter horse. I'm an assistant. She is, so basically she's mostly thoroughbred, so she is super high strung. Thoroughbreds are notoriously harder to keep, especially in colder climates. So she also gets a full scoop of Equine Senior, and she's at a healthy weight right now. Next up is Willow. This is another one that everybody pointed out that was chubby. Again, guys, she's pregnant. So that is why she is chubby. She is allowed to be chubby. She's pregnant. She's having a baby. So she gets a full scoop of Equine Senior as well. And we didn't want to talk about these mares being bred until we knew for sure. So we had the vet out about 2 weeks ago to check these two mares to make sure that they were pregnant. And that is when we found out. And the other thing I forgot to mention about Nikki is she was bred to be pregnant. And so that is another reason why she's a little bit extra chubby, is because she was getting a little extra calories, but then she actually ended up not being pregnant. So she does have a little extra weight on her right now. But again, she is not at the dangerous level or where she's going to founder. She's a notoriously easy keeper. If you don't know what that means, it means she doesn't have a hard time keeping weight on. This is Sparrow. Sparrow is also an easy keeper. She is not pregnant, she's just an easy keeper. So she does not need a lot to get by, even in this cold climate. So just like Nikki, who is also an easy keeper, all she gets is enough grain to get her inside the barn and to keep her in her stall. So that is why some of our horses are chubby, because some of them are having babies. And then Nikki, like I said, everybody was worried about Nikki being chubby and unhealthy and possibly gonna get sick from being overweight. She's fine. She is a little bit chubby because of the extra calorie count, because she was supposed to be pregnant. Turns out she wasn't. And again, lack of exercise. When you guys look outside in our footage, you have to see how much snow we have. We don't have an indoor riding arena, so their exercise level does decrease for a couple months in the winter when we have nowhere to ride. So things to remember. And again, when you're talking on social media, any type of social media, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you guys need to remember these types of things and remember that nice matters. You shouldn't fat shame anyone, let alone a horse. Now, our hay, which you've seen we feed in a slow feed set, or our slow feed system with the hay nets. We have grass hay that is designed specifically for our horses. It has timothy in it and trefoil and then other specific grasses that grow well in our area. If you want to check out our haymaking video, we make all of our own hay on our farm. That would be a good video to check out if you want to learn more about how to make hay or what is in our hay specifically. So again, all of our horses just get simple grass hay that has everything that they need in it. thing people have asked is how we train our horses to just come into their stalls like that. It's really not that difficult, especially if it's something that you do every single day. So a lot of them, if you can see, like Willow, I kind of have to guide which stall she goes into because she's a little bit intimidated by Special. So I kind of have to just be there to help her. So you kind of just have to know your animals really well as well and know which ones get along and which ones don't. So like with Willow, I have to guide her over to her stall so that she goes in the right one, so that Special doesn't push her around. And then like if we introduce a new horse to the herd, that horse we always have to lead in to their stall for like probably maybe a week, and then they just know. Horses are really smart animals. People don't give them enough credit, so they just have always done it. So people have also asked about this spot around Nikki's eye. That is actually just a spot that she has. It's not aging. That's just a spot. She's mostly Appaloosa, so that's why she had that. She just wants to go eat her hay. So she's trying to walk out the door because it's open. Okay, so guys, this is Dancer. This is one of my sister's horses. So you can see she does have a nice big belly. This is a baby belly. You can tell by the pear shape. Sometimes horses will get a pear shape when they're wormy too, but with her specifically, she's got this nice pear-shaped belly. And again, we had her checked by a veterinarian, and she is for sure pregnant. Her baby will be due in July. And we got her and Willow both bred by, we used to have an Appaloosa stallion on our farm prior to when Danny started filming. He passed away unfortunately several years ago. And it's actually his son that we bred these horses to. So we're really excited about that. And then this is Willow, which also we talked about how Willow can't be ridden, but she is sound enough to be bred. So we got her bred also to the same stud as Dancer, which would be Arrow's son. And you can see she's a little bit further along than Dancer. Her belly is a little bit bigger. She's nice and pear-shaped as well. And she's got a baby in there. This will be Willow's second baby and Dancer's first baby. And now we'll go take a look at Nikki. And I can show you how I kind of knew before she got checked that she wasn't bred. I was still hoping she was, but... And I'll tell you why I wanted to breed her. So most of you know Nikki is the horse that I ride primarily. She is my girl. I have owned Nikki's mother and Nikki's grandmother. So I have owned 3 generations of this horse, so she means a lot to me. And this, hi pretty girl. So I really wanted, Nikki is, you know, she's not young, she's not a spring chicken, she's not super old either, but she's 17 now. So I want to be able to have another horse that is of the same breeding or close to the same breeding. So she is chubby, like we discussed, but she is not anywhere near foundering, guys. Don't walk out. You can see with her chub though, she does not have that pear shape down here. She's more just straight sleeking up. And before you get worried about all the snow on her back and things like that, if you'll notice, the snow's not melting. It's nowhere near touching her skin. This is perfectly normal for horses who stay outside 24/7, and it's perfectly normal for horses who are not blanketed. Again, you can see she is not shivering at all. She's not shivering, she's not cold, she's perfectly fine. And they only have a blanket of snow on them because they chose not to go in their run and shed. Which is also, again, it's very surprising. Nikki will actually never stand in the run and shed, even if it's pouring down rain. And she's not the bottom of the herd, so it's a choice she makes. She never stands inside. So it can be thundering and lightning and literally the worst storm ever, and Nikki will prefer to stand outside. She doesn't like to be inside at all. she actually doesn't, she doesn't like it. Oh yeah, no. One more everybody else was worried about was Doc, Mr. Doc. Again, you can see he is not his normal summer fit self, but he is healthy, and that's what's important. And he is not, he has a really deep chest, guys, so you have to remember, this isn't chub. This is bone, guys. This is his rib cage down here. This isn't chub. He has a really deep chest, and you can see he's not overweight. So he has got a deep chest, and he's a big boned horse. So it's not chub. Look, there's no jiggle. There's no jiggle there. Good boy. Also, you need to remember when people are filming things, you have different types of lenses. The lens specifically that we use is a wide angle lens so that you can get more in the picture, and so that will distort things and actually make people, horses, anything look wider. So you have to remember those types of things as well when you are looking at videos like this. Hi, Jack. What are you doing? So the ponies and the miniature horses, they get Purina's mini and pony feed. And this is designed, it has, hold on, chickens, I'm gonna tell them what's going here. Okay guys, so the minis and the ponies, they come in the morning as well. These three stay in all night because they are older, so they need to be inside all night every night. Unless it's really nice out, like if it's in like 30 degrees or so, then they stay out all night. But, well, they come in for their grain because they get grain twice a day, these three specifically. But Lacey, Lexi, and Dusty, they get grained once a day. And they get mini and pony feed by Purina. And that has like some extra rice bran, again, so the extra calories, and it's like kind of a complete feed for mini and ponies as well. So that's what they get, and it's formulated, it's smaller pellets, so it's not as big as like the Equine Senior. It's easier for them to chew and to digest, so that's why they get that. And these three, we wet it down with warm water so that it's easier for them to chew, because these guys are old farts, our little old fart senior minis. But you can see really well the thick winter coat that these guys get. So, and they also have the slow feed hay nets that we use. For this week, we talked about what we feed our horses, we talked about the two mares that are pregnant, yay, and we talked about what type of hay we feed. Don't forget to check out the haymaking video that we did, and also Danny has a new social media. You can check out Danny's Facebook page at Danny the Horse Girl.
So we'll see you guys next week. Bye!